Hey people, Intro here, 1v1 on Serval Frontier on the blue side, FuFuHunt3r and an XV-8 Crisis Commander, a ranged powerhouse that can leap and has some other utility on the red side, Umpfelgrumpf and a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support, and this is the XV-8's elite scheme. The Tau then, here they are. For those that don't know, this is an alpha release of the Tau in Elite mod, so there could be some jankiness, some bugs. There's definitely some placeholders and stuff. They're using Eldar voices at the moment. But to be honest, pretty impressive what they've been able to put out as an alpha release. We got some Fire Warriors here, and these are the Pathfinders, the starting squad for the Tau. Got a lot of tricks up their sleeves, these fellas. They've got, I think, around 9 DPS per model, but they start with a photon grenade to slow down infantry, enemy infantry. They can marker light stuff to increase the damage it takes. There it is. It's like a 0 damage weapon that they equip. You see those little lights coming off. This guy's now taking, I think it's 10 or 15% more damage, that Warlock. And there's certain abilities for the Tau that do not work unless it's targeting something that has a marker light. And only, I think it's only Pathfinders and the stealth battle suits that can do marker lights. You also have a global for it though as well. And here's the Fire Warriors. Oh, it's double Fire Warriors for FuFuHunt3r. These guys are pretty damn dangerous. They have like 12 something DPS, so slightly less DPS than Tactical Marines, but of course you get 4 of them. They are also, of course, far less durable than Tactical Marines. But they have a special passive where they do like extra base armor piercing damage to anything that has a marker light on it. And they can get some weapon upgrades. They can get a drone, they can get a squad leader. The Pathfinders can also get various drones in tier 2. And in tier 3 they can even get, I think they're called rail rifles, that can damage all targets from long range, so that's quite interesting to see. You can really scale those guys up. And of course there's this XV-8 fella. On paper seems pretty damn strong. He's got 700 hit points, which is quite a lot for something that does so much range DPS. He's got 35 range DPS on that gun, that burst cannon. And he can get a left-handed gun as well as upgrade his right-handed gun, of course. I think it might be because maybe he's larger and he takes more damage from ranged weapons because they can hit him easier, maybe. That might be it. You can't knock him down, but I think there's already changes in coming down the line where you'll be able to knock him down, I think. His leap is very short range, mostly useful for escapes, I think, but you can, in a pinch, maybe jump on a setup team or something. There's the marker lights again, and those guys are just getting shredded. Rangers on the field for Umpfelgrumpf, and here we have some Kroot carnivores. Very exciting. 6 models. They look great, I think. They do power melee damage. Not quite as much power melee damage as Howling Banshees. I think they're around 22 DPS power melee, and Banshees are like 25, 26. Maybe these guys are 21 actually, but they have more health than Howling Banshees. You get an extra model. They can leap around by default, and they have extra health regen. And if you get something called Thrill of the Hunt for them, they'll also health regen off kill. With that, I think it's per model, but these guys of course do cost power, so it's not surprising that they're better out the gate than Howling Banshees. They may be the best like 1v1 fighters you can get in tier 1 actually, because of that healing on hit from Thrill of the Hunt. Here comes some Vespid Stingwings now. Warlock might want to get some, I was thinking maybe Immolator against a blob of Fire Warriors and Pathfinders, because you can immolate into the Destructor. That would mess them up quite a lot. But now with Kroot Carnivores and Vespid Stingwings, you might want to wait for the Witchblade of Kurnus in tier 2. Shuriken Cannon on the way. That's going to be jumped by the Vespids. Here they are. You have kind of, I think they're 9 DPS or so ranged weapons. They're not terrible, and they have decent accuracy on the move, but they're quite vicious in melee. 25 DPS per model, which is around the same as an Assault Squad. They don't have as much health, of course, and they aren't heavy infantry like Assault Squad are, but they can tear you apart if they catch you on retreat. There's some pretty fun melee animations. That's a good grenade. But they like attack you with their feet and stuff, I think. Just keeping everything in a blob, and it's quite a nasty blob here for FuFuHunt3r. FuFuHunt3r, by the way, very experienced Dawn of War 2 player, but this could be his first time playing the Tau. He may be also just trying stuff out, so let's not judge him too harshly if he makes some mistakes and stuff. Kroot Carnivores on the prowl. Not going after those rangers though. I'm going to shut my phone up making noise. There we go. And the Shuriken shut these guys down. Can the Crisis Commander effectively jump the Shuriken? Because he'll need to get pretty close for it. Down goes the Warlock. He can get an armor upgrade, which allows him to knock stuff down on his jump as well, because by default he won't. These Banshees are going to wipe, I think. Marker Lights did a lot of work there. It does drain the energy of the Pathfinders while it's active. I'm not sure how long the global version lasts for. He's been using it basically every engagement. Gives you a really nice damage multiplier, and this guy can buff damage as well with some armors later on. The Crisis Commander going for some power bashing. Now this should be a pretty effective power bashing force. 35 DPS just from this guy. There's the jump look. He does have a melee attack by default, so he can tie them up. Can he wipe them here? One more burst might do it. Grenade is dodged. Looks like they do get away. He can give this guy the left-handed weapons, which takes away his melee attack. He can get a flamer and like another burst cannon. You can also give him a plasma weapon on his right hand. You can give him a really cool looking grenade launcher. It looks fantastic. And also he can get a fusion rifle that's like a melter gun. So he can deal with a lot of threats. Taking big hits from those rangers right now. Warlock tries to get in there. There we go. Leaps in. Yeah, Immolator might have been great against this little blob, eh? Done decently with Destructor a few times though, hasn't he? Down goes the Crisis Commander. Shuriken comes in now, can suppress these guys, and they will be forced to retreat. What is Kroot Carnivores up to? Took some damage. Lost the model. Not sure what they were up to. The Vespid Stingwings have been capping up the northeast of the map. All 3 victory points on this one are contested. Running down the center with a whole bunch of resource points as well. There's tier 2 for FuFuHunt3r. Crisis Commander still down. Umpfelgrumpf, I think, needs to just try to delay into... I mean, do you get Wraithguard here? You'd really need to protect them from the Kroot Carnivores and the Vespids using the Warlock if you did. I'm sure he'd love to get a Wraithlord. There's no real anti-vehicle here. As I said, this guy can get a kind of anti-everything fusion rifle. Pathfinders can't get their fancy rail rifles until tier 3. None of this other stuff, as far as I'm aware, can get any anti-vehicle stuff going on. Retains the power. Stingwings on the Rangers. Not sure what that knockback was. Oh, maybe it was a pulse shot. But they were able to get off. In tier 2 then FuFuHunt3r. What do you get here? They do have some good anti-vehicle options in tier 2. Stealth battlesuits can get the fusion rifles as well. They've got the broadsides. There's the heavy gun drone, which is a tier 1 unit that can get a missile pod in tier 2. Gone for the Devilfish, which I don't think has anti-vehicle options. I mean, it's no guarantee that Umpfelgrumpf is going to get a vehicle, but I would expect one. You could just go double Wraithguard here. Buff them with Enhance. Maybe try and get the Witchblade of Kurnus to counter-initiate. Shuriken shuts down this stuff. Guardians go for the VP. I don't think I noticed the Pathfinders actually use their Photon Grenade. I don't think there's an effect on it. When something gets hit, obviously it gets slowed down, but there's no like, there should be like a blue effect or something on it so you know it's been affected, I think. Devilfish is in. Look how awesome it looks. I will say that some of the Tau vehicles and stuff, their health bar is like way above them for some reason. Something they could maybe tweak. This thing's got, I think it's a 35 DPS gun on the front there, burst cannon maybe, and it's got these drones that are kind of set in the sides that do around 12 DPS each. Oh, it's got an upgrade coming. The Flechette Discharger, I think that does a bunch of damage around the Devilfish and suppressors. I'm not sure what kind of range it has. You can also upgrade those little mounted drones there and give them like smart ammunition or something so that they ignore cover, which is quite an interesting upgrade. To the Kroot Carnivores jumping over objects there. They also leap into combat. I'm not sure if they have... I don't think they have a melee charge. I think they just have a leap. Not completely sure about that though. Here we have a Bright Lance to combat the Devilfish. What's the hit points on this thing? 600. I think it's 60 power to get out this thing. Vespids are 350, 35, I think. Fire Warriors are 350 each. The Kroot Carnivores are... they 350, 30? Still learning this stuff. They're 30 power, I'm pretty sure. What does Umpfelgrumpf get here? Got a lot of threats to deal with. It's a Falcon. That should do pretty well, because the Falcon has good anti-vehicle weaponry. Well, decent anti-vehicle weaponry, can definitely outshoot the Devilfish, and these guys can't do much against it. Although this guy's back up, so he could get his fancy fusion rifle. And with that leap he has, it's quite short range, as I said, but he could maybe jump on the rear armor of it and get some hits. Trying to bash power again. Falcon's going to make a huge difference here. Still no war gear for the Warlock. And no Destructor fight out there. 2-to-1 cap for FuFuHunt3r. Kroot Carnivores. Oh, now they have Thrill of the Hunters. 15 power to get this. And I think 50 rec. So they can chuck out Quill Traps, that's right. And yeah, more regen on kill for 15 seconds. And I think, as I said, I think that's per model. And there's the Kroot Carnivore leader, look, with those dual weapons. I think he's 50 DPS power melee. Really cool model on him. 285 to 257. I'm sure he has more hit points than the other models as well, like 400 or something. But he can't do much against that Falcon. Falcon can really bully all this stuff now. Any sign of that fusion blaster thing? No sign of it yet. Probably wants an actual anti-vehicle unit. And as I said, he's got some options. Would love to see the broadside come out. He's got quite a lot of upkeep to pay for all this stuff. Here we go, broadside's on the way. It says broadside battle suits, but I'm pretty sure it's a single entity. And yeah, they are super heavy infantry that can't retreat. Can't be knocked down and all that stuff as well. Might just bully in HQ here with the Falcon. Could chase in. Decent destructor on those Vespids. Still no war gear for the Warlock. No levels either. Double Falcon. I mean, maybe. 285 to 232 on the VPs. There's the 2-to-1 for Umpfelgrumpf. And it's a power bashing Falcon. Look how cool the generators look as well. I like the way that they float down as well. There's the broadside. So these big railguns, are they called railguns? I'm pretty sure they are. Plasma cannon damage. He's also got these little smart missiles that fire off. There we go, there's the smart missiles. He needs to set up to fire the big railguns. Maybe? Nope. So yeah, it's kind of anti-everything damage from long range with 2,000 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. But you do need to protect that guy because he can't really fight back in melee and he can't retreat. So you need to be a bit careful there. Kroot Carnivores eat a grenade and run away. Not sure what their ranged weapons are like, those Kroot Carnivores. I imagine they're not amazing. Vespid's jumping in. Oh, look at that. They have the Strain Leader, which means their jump now suppresses targets. Yeah, they are really vicious, those guys. Not sure what kind of melee damage the Strain Leader has. I think it's around 40, maybe. Here's that broadside. I want to see it land some shots. I think the smart missiles are like explosive damage, so good versus all targets, but not a huge amount on each hit. I don't know if you can really effectively target them. I think they'll just shoot whatever they like. And I think the smart missiles are shorter range than the main railguns as well. Oh, we have a Wraith Lord. Marker Light is up on it. Oh, that's right. The broadside, I believe, can get a big hunter missile shot kind of thing, but it can only fire on things that have the Marker Light on it. That's an upgrade you need to purchase, though. I'm not sure if that's a tier 3 upgrade either. Devilfish still going. Yeah, the broadside is bad against the Wraith Lord because he can just chase it down and tie up in melee and bully it. There's nothing else that can threaten it. He should have got the heavy gun drones maybe, because their missile will snare vehicles. But he could just be trying stuff out, as I said. Taking big hits. The Wraith Lord's just going to destroy it in base, I think. Marker Light on these guys. Grenade goes in though. Those fellas are going to wipe. Yep, those were some fire warriors going down there. Going to take this guy down in base. Nothing much you can do about it. Oh, it's got a sink kill. Just a slam it on the ground. Awesome. And now he's just the wreck there. I wonder if that wreck provides cover. Crisis Commander's down. Where AV, says FuFuHunt3r. Well, you've got some options, bud. Here we go. Heavy gun drone is coming out. As I said, this is a tier 1 unit that has a suppression weapon by default, like a setup team. But you can get a missile pod. Devilfish is going to get chased down by the Falcon and taken out here, I think. Wraith Lord with shoulder-mounted shuriken cannon. Phantom anti-vehicle. Going to take this thing down, are we? Yep. Does it leave a wreck? It leaves a Razorback wreck. Fair enough. Placeholder stuff, as I said. But an amazing effort from the Elite Mod team. I'll try and have some proper credits down below and stuff. There it is. Missile. It's just called missile drone. It just swaps the drone out completely, I guess, for one with missile pods. Yeah, a 50% speed reduction for 5 seconds on hit. There's that suppressing landing again. Really messing up those Rangers. Was that swift movement global going on there, reinforcing off the Falcon, of course. And yes, for those wondering, you can reinforce off the Devilfish. I don't know if I made that clear. Kroot Carnivores doing their thing. They've been really effective so far. They see some health regen from Thrill of the Hunt. Seems to be affecting 2 models there. I guess those guys dropped 2 models, did they? But they've reinforced now. Double cap for FuFuHunt3r with a great Warlock on the way. Not sure if that's a great choice here. This guy heals on hit, but only if he hits infantry. The great Warlock. 400 rec, 100 power. Does the same DPS as a Dreadnought, but he's got more damage per hit, I believe. Kind of like a Wraith Lord, actually. I think the Wraith Lord has more damage per hit than a Dreadnought, but less DPS. Up in the northeast, it's a Bright Lance capping. Both heroes down. There's that Warlock. Look at it go. 1,000 hit points of vehicle armor on this guy, so I'm not I assume you can't repair it. It just regens health, but kind of like a Carnifex, I guess. Down to 72 VPs, Umpfelgrumpf, but he has a double cap. There's that missile drone. Does it tell me the damage per hit? It doesn't. I assume it's like 150 or so. So this Warlock with the heal on hit also has more health regen than normal, kind of like Kroot Carnivores do. And he can get an ability, I can't remember what it's called, but it means he takes less damage. Well, a passive he can get, which means he takes less damage when he's under half hit points and allows him to charge. That's something you need to purchase. Missile. Oh, here comes the Autarch. I think the missile initially spotted the infantry first, so it missed its shot. Now the Autarch forces it off. The Warlock is going after the Wraith Lord. Look at the size of this thing. But now it's super isolated and it's not healing because it's not hitting infantry here. There he goes. Turns around. Starts smacking on these guys. You see that big splash damage. But it's not going to be enough. I think this guy's going to go down. Vespid's jumping in, but they're not going to stop the Wraith Lord and the Falcon. Warlock goes down. It's a cool death animation. Oh, it then just disappears though. It would have been nice if it stuck around and like provided cover or something on its carcass. Vespids jump away. Here come the drones again. You can at least get one shot here. There we go. Hit the Wraith Lord pretty good, eh? Can they get another one? They can. Well, but now they're getting torn up. And they go down. Are they heavy infantry, those guys? I wonder if they are. Okay, the Fire Warriors now have their... It's called a Guardian drone, which lowers the damage they take by 20%, as long as it's alive. And they have the squad leader there. Chasui or something, maybe? They have weird names for their squad leaders. There's a Barracuda assault thing. Missile run. One of the globals for the Crisis Commander. Kroot Carnivore is doing some good work, but they cannot deal with the Wraith Lord. Here's the stealth battle suits, and yeah, these guys can get... There's a leap. They can also sneak, of course, and they can get a anti-vehicle weapon. Or anti-everything weapon. They can also get a squad leader, which gives them more energy and energy regen if you're trying to sneak around a lot. That's really useful. And they can marker light. But I'm not sure if their marker light is the same as the Pathfinders. I don't think it stops them shooting. I think it's just an ability that they target something with rather than like a weapon toggle. FuFuHunt3r is under the cosh here. XV-8 still down. Warlock's now back to his feet. No war gear. Autarch's running around. Has a VP lead, but does he have time to bring this back around? I don't think the Tau have any fast capping units, by the way. Oh, we go. Fusion blasters are coming in. I think they're 20 DPS melter each, which is pretty good. Might need more than that, though, to deal with the Falcon and the Wraith Lord. Maybe he can get the broadside back up and just keep a closer eye on it. Because these guys can jump onto rear armor. I assume they have like a normal range leap. Busy capping at the moment. Wraith Lord's getting repairs. Crisis Commander still down. Guy's going to drop a model if you're not careful. Yeah, it's a good time to run. They could have maybe tried to leap on the back and start shooting. Oh, we do have another broadside. Nice. See if this guy can actually get some shots away. It's huge range, as you can see. There's the smart missiles going. They're shooting at the infantry. There we go. Missiles hit the Wraith Lord, and the railguns actually got a hit there. Autarch's tying him up, though. Counter initiation from the Kroots, and she sky leaps and gets away. Here we go then. With the fusion blasters and that broadside getting shots on the Wraith Lord. Can they take it down? Doing some good damage, but no snare. Need the gun drones for that. Kroot Carnivores in on the Guardians, ripping them up. Cool melee animations as well, eh? Get that healing on hits, on a kill rather. Now they're on the Warlock. Did some really good work in there, the Carnivores. And here come Kroot Carnivores, I should say. Here comes the Autarch. Doesn't stun the broadside. I don't know if there was a grenade there, though. I think FuFuHunt3r has lost too much now. 80 to 29. Goes to show how much of a difference it makes when you have a snare versus the vehicles. And not just a bunch of damage. The stealth battle suits went down. Warlock down again. Gone for double broadside now. And there's tier 3 for Umpfelgrumpf. I don't think we'll see much out in tier 3 though with the VPs like this. Just a Kroot leader. Is he called a Shaper or something? A Kroot Shaper? I think that's right. Yeah, he's got almost 500 hit points level 4 there. Here we go. Can he get one of these vehicles down? He could mark a light from global. Haven't seen it. He can also call in these like medical drones, the Crisis Commander, to heal infantry around them. GG says FuFuHunt3r. Don't get to see the second broadside in action, I guess. Triple cap for Umpfelgrumpf. Why do my broadside misfire all the time? Were they? I thought they were doing pretty well. Hit my Warlock, says Umpfelgrumpf. Maybe something they can adjust. But there you have it. Umpfelgrumpf, after a shaky start, gets it done. Now, Wraith Lord made a huge difference. FuFuHunt3r couldn't really deal with it super well with a single broadside and kind of collapsed at that point. Tried to come back. Couldn't quite manage it. What a fun little showcase of the Tau stuff. An amazing job by the Elite Mod team. Looking forward to further the development, and it's already an update on the way. And it's exciting times. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little one, and I'll see ya next time.